Okay, we are live.
Huh.
Hello, hello, Facebook world. Thank you so much for joining us on this Wednesday morning. For me in St. Louis, Missouri, it's cold and snowy. Heidi, how's the weather for you right now? And where are you located?
I am in Minneapolis, Minnesota, and it's sunny and actually warmer than we've had the streak of like 30s and 40s, so that's warm for us.
It is. That's really warm for the north right now.
Yeah.
That's so funny. We have snow and you don't. Okay. Well, so for everyone watching, let me quickly introduce myself. My name's Krista. I'm a life coach and hypnotherapist, and I've recently gotten certified in hypnotherapy and have just been amazed at the things that it can help people to achieve and overcome. And I've been using it a lot with my coaching clients. And an area that I really wanted to explore more, especially since I'm pregnant with my first child. I'm going to be delivering my son in May, and I really wanted to see, if hypnotherapy can help women who have been trying really hard to get pregnant, and maybe they've been dealing with infertility issues or just not right timing or miscarriages, or there's just Heidi, you can probably agree because you've had a set of twins. Like there's a lot going on in pregnancy and when you're trying to get pregnant, and our mind can really sometimes maybe get in the way. So today I asked Heidi to volunteer. And so we're going to explore with her subconscious mind and see if there's anything lingering in there that could be preventing her from getting pregnant with her third child. So I would love to have Heidi talk a little bit about who she is and kind of what she's been going through the past couple of years and what brought her to this hypnotherapy session today.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for this opportunity, Krista. I really appreciate it. And I'm very excited and open and ready for whatever comes up today. So our twins are now 6.5. They were conceived naturally. I had some cycle struggles before they were conceived. I ended up going on progesterone to regulate my cycle, but I wasn't on Clomid or anything. And they're identical, and they were actually a surprise. We didn't find out until 18 weeks that there were two of them in there.
Wow.
But we had a lot of, I just recently have started giving it the label like birth trauma. Like we went through a ton with them. They had twin to twin transfusion syndrome. So their lives were on the line and very fragile around like 20 weeks going forward. And they were born at 29 weeks. They were only 1 pound, 8 ounces, and 2 pounds, 10 ounces. We spent a ton of time in the hospital with them. The one had multiple heart surgeries, and we were literally in the hospital for like a half of their first year of life, including like all the holidays. And so we got through all of that, and then we're like, okay, we really want a third child. We honestly want to have more of that normal experience. Like we want to be able to hold our baby when it's born and nurture it and all of those things that you yearn for, especially as a mother. So we started trying, it'll be 4 years in October. So about 3.5 years ago, we started trying again, and my cycle seemed regular at that time. So I've, since the twins were born, I've really grown myself as far as like my natural choices in life and my nutrition and all those things. So I didn't want to just like jump on progesterone and medications just because. So I had a progesterone test done, and it was fine. They still wanted to put me on a supplement. I was like, I just intuitively felt like it wasn't a progesterone issue at that point. My husband had his sperm tested. I used the Ava bracelet for over a year. I've done ovulation sticks for like 2.5 years. There's seemingly nothing physically wrong with either of us. So someone introduced the book Spirit Babies to us. And so that kind of opened our eyes to more of the spiritual, subconscious world, all of those things that are not tangible and physical, which I think is a huge part of so many women's conception journey. But we get so focused on the tangible piece that we don't address all of those spiritual, emotional things. Right. So that's really been a bigger part of our journey in the last about year or so. And we had done some energy work as a couple and actually ended up conceiving. And that was in October. And then we miscarried about a month later. And we were at our like 7-8 week ultrasound, there was no heartbeat. So since then I've just been really trying to, I have my card here that says I let go of all expectations, and just really assessing, like, are we supposed to have a third child? Why aren't we conceiving? Is it something that I have stopped doing? I stopped using my Ava bracelet. I stopped doing the ovulation sticks because I feel like I'm in this space of trying too hard to control things. And that's not a welcoming space for a baby or a spirit to join us. So I've been trying to work more on how do I like open myself to receiving whatever lessons and stories and gifts I'm supposed to receive from this whole process. And hopefully that includes a baby at the end. But just trying to, just really let go more. So I hope that wasn't too long.
No, thank you so much for being open and honest and raw with your journey. And I know so many people are going to benefit from hearing you share your story today. And there's a lot of people out there who are going through similar things and wondering, if they're the only one, if they're alone. So just by you alone showing up today and sharing that with us is such a beautiful gift. So thank you for that. And yeah, so a couple different things. First of all, what's an Ava bracelet? I've actually never heard of that.
So it's a watch that you wear at night. And when I purchased it, I thought it would like show me my hormone levels and like be way more in depth than it actually was. But it monitors your pulse, your body temperature, your breathing rate, and then your HRV, which is like your variable heart rate. And based on that, it's supposed to be more accurate on telling you, what's going on with your cycles, when you're ovulating, all those things. But it was actually really interesting when I cross-checked it with the ovulation sticks. They were actually different. And I feel like the ovulation sticks, given that they're actually measuring my hormones, seemingly to me would be more accurate. So yeah, it's just like a way to be more in tune with what's going on with your body.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for explaining that. I've never heard of that. And then the next thing you had mentioned was, let's see, spirit babies. So tell us a little bit more about that. I've never heard about that.
So there's a book called Spirit Babies, and it's kind of how this concept of that there are spirits that are looking for their family, and they kind of choose the parents because of the lessons they need to have through those parents, and because those parents are connected and willing and ready to receive. There's some really great chapters in that book about miscarriage and adoption and abortion. And it just kind of opened us up to this whole other like metaphysical world, if you want to call it, of just not actually that it's more than just the act of conceiving that helps a child come into this world. And that you need to create this safe, loving space for this spirit to join you, that it's more than just the act of conceiving and, sperm and egg, that there's a spirit attached to it. And and there's just kind of this contract that gets made between all of your souls that like you were meant to be together, and the lessons that you're supposed to get from each other. So.
I love that. And I've actually heard a term recently explained to me called conscious conception. That it's a very similar, and maybe it talks about it.
Yeah, I think it does actually talk about conscious conception.
And so that was eye-opening to me because, right, like most of us think like, oh, it's all about just having sex in right timing and then it should happen. But right, if you look at it from the spiritual perspective, what if it's so much more than that? And what if it's like, this soul out there is waiting to be born onto earth in the right situation, to the right parents at the right timing.
Yeah.
And if that's the case, there's so much that's out of our control. And that's kind of what you were talking about is like, you've done all the things and tried all the things, which is beautiful. But then sometimes there's like, it's a process of surrendering, which is so hard for us. Because we want to like hold tightly on to control. And it's like the tighter we grip, the more that we cause the stress and the anxiety. And I saw that being a labor and delivery nurse for 5 years. And my patients would tell me that they would do infertility treatments for years. And then when they kind of like, gave up or was like, I'm just done with this, that's usually when they got pregnant.
Yeah, or they've like adopted and they have a baby on the way. And then all of a sudden they're like, oh, we're pregnant too.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
there might, and Gabby Bernstein had her whole journey as well. I don't know if you follow her with her.
I just finished Super Attractor like a week ago. So
Okay. Okay. So, like, and I love her message is like
Mhm.
she was so mad at God and so frustrated for not getting pregnant when she wanted to get pregnant. And she realized she still had so much growing and so much learning to do before, her child was going to be born to me. And so she said it was like divine timing. And
Mhm.
so again, yeah, it's can be such a hard and frustrating journey, but it really seems like you're in this beautiful place where you're like, okay, I feel my intuition is saying there's a third child that's going to be given to us at some time, but I also need to learn to trust that this will happen when it's meant to happen. And
Yeah. I just had I get massages from this beautiful massage therapist who's very intuitive and talks to your guides during it. And she explained this concept to me of your when you're like so determined for something in your life, whether it's having a baby or getting that new career or having your business grow, if you're like, I want it now and it's going to come right now, and you just like, that's not welcoming to anything in your life. Like, why would a spirit or a baby want to come in when you're like, okay, it's going to happen right now? It's like scary and intimidating. So that to really back off and surrender and trust the process and let go and know that there's higher divine timing, whether that's with God or your spirits or whatever it may be for you. But to just really lean into that process. And gosh, that can be very hard. But I think there's also magic in learning how to do that before you have a child, because once you have children, you have to do that a lot.
right, yeah, absolutely. Okay. Well, let's get started, Heidi. So do you have any questions for me about, how the session is going to go today, or any worries or concerns?
I don't think so. I'll just, I've done quite a few like meditations and Reiki and some of that stuff. So I'll just, relax and open myself up the best I can and let you guide me where I'm supposed to go. So,
Perfect.
yeah.
Yeah. And so you're going to be in complete control today. You'll go into this deep trance, but you'll also be able to move, or if you would need to get up and go to the bathroom or grab a tissue, or I don't have control of you. You are in complete control. You are very safe in this process. But with that being said, if you do need to go to the bathroom, I would suggest doing it at this time.
I should be good. I went right before we jumped on. So,
okay, perfect. Perfect. So I want you to get nice and comfy and, grab, if you have an eye mask, if you think you need that, or a warm, cozy blanket, put a pillow under your knees, anything where you're just going to be almost like you could fall asleep.
mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I'm going to let my little dog out so she doesn't bother us. Okay, up there. All right. Okay. And, one of the best things that you can do is to just, again, like we were talking about, let yourself really surrender and relax, and only you can take yourself to the level of relaxation that you want. So your body and mind might fight you a little bit, but then after you just practice relaxing, you should be able to easily get into your trance. Okay. Perfect. All right. So go ahead and close your eyes. Take a nice deep breath in through your nose. And exhale, release out through your mouth. Inhale in through your nose. Exhale out through your mouth. Nice, slow, deep breaths at your own pace. Feel a wave of relaxation and calmness wash over you with each breath. You'll feel yourself relax deeper and deeper into relaxation with each exhale. Continuing to relax deeper, feeling the air moving in and out of your body. Letting go, surrendering. Relaxing your toes and your feet, your ankles and your calves. Relaxing and letting go. Relaxing your knees and your thighs. Allowing your legs to just release and relax, letting go. Feeling all your muscles release. Letting yourself go as deep into this relaxation as you possibly can. And remembering that you are the only one who can take yourself there. Relaxing your stomach, your chest, your breathing. Notice the rhythm of your breathing as it finds its own natural pace. Relaxing your back, your shoulders, your arms, your hands and your fingers. Just letting everything go. Giving yourself permission to feel so good doing something just for you right now. You have no responsibilities, no one that you have to take care of, nothing that you have to do for the next 90 minutes, except just be present in your body, and breathe and relax. And you might notice noises around you, either from your own environment or my environment. And they simply serve as a reminder for you to relax on a deeper level, to go deeper inside, to release. Notice the temperature on your skin, the way the clothes cling to your body, how your body makes contact with the surface that you're lying on. Feeling calm and safe. Noticing all the possibilities that lie ahead of you, all the choices, all the opportunities that maybe didn't seem present before. The more relaxed we are, the more in touch we can get with our creative side, the subconscious mind, where all the secrets and answers lie for us. And I want you to imagine that you're a drop of water in the ocean, individual and yet connected to all the other drops, rising and falling with the undulating rhythm of the waves. No place to go, nothing to do, just to relax in the knowledge of the perfection of this moment. Just being and relaxing, allowing yourself to be supported by all those other drops in the ocean. And as you continue to experience this sensation, you'll find it easy to let go and relax deeper and deeper. Imagine the rise and fall of the swells Imagine the comfort and support of all those other drops around you, reminding you that you're not alone in this world, but you're very connected, connected to other humans, to the earth, to your spirit team. While floating on the surface of this water, you begin to meditate. And as you do so, you begin to think about the issues that we're addressing today. Now, Heidi, I want you to imagine being on a little boat and traveling and floating to a safe space in your mind. Maybe this is a space that you've been to before, or maybe it's one that you create in your imagination today. But this safe space is where you feel completely warm and comfortable and relaxed, and like nothing bad is going to happen, nothing's going to hurt you. If you can just nod once you arrive at your safe space. Describe to me your safe space and what you see around you right now, Heidi.
I am laying in a hammock on a beach. Blue crystal waters. I'm in the shade, and I have a light blanket covering me. My hammock is the softest and supportive material. There's a gentle breeze.
What else do you notice around you?
There's palm trees swaying in the breeze. You hear the gentle lapping of the waves against the shore.
Beautiful. And then you look down in the sand and you notice that the universe has left a gift for you in a little white box with a big red bow. And in this box is a gift of an empowerment symbol. And you look down, you pick up the box, you open up the lid, and you look at the symbol that the universe has left for you. Can you describe to me what that symbol looks like?
It's a seashell, the kind that swirls from the inside and goes out.
And you pick that seashell up out of the box and hold it into your hands. What else do you notice when you hold it in your hands?
The texture, smooth on one side, kind of rough on the other. The balance of the two textures. It's a perfect mirror to the other side.
And when you hold this seashell, how do you feel?
A sense of reassurance, to trust.
Anytime throughout our session today, after the session, in life, that you want to be reconnected with that reassurance and that trust from the universe, I want you to imagine holding the seashell in your hand to give you those feelings. And to know the universe is always on your side. The universe is always sending you messages and gifts every day letting you know that you're not alone and everything is divinely timed and planned. So now I want you to imagine stepping back onto that little boat in the ocean, and it's going to take you to your sacred healing space today. This is going to be a safe space where you're okay to start doing the work, where it's okay to start tapping into your subconscious mind and asking it the answers that's ready to be revealed today. So let me know when you've arrived at that sacred healing space, Heidi, with a nod. Describe to me what you're seeing right now in your sacred healing space.
I'm again in kind of a tropical scene, but I'm sitting in like a kind of like an open air hut. Let's see, like in Mexico or the Caribbean. And I'm sitting cross-legged, comfortable pillow, my palms up, ready to receive and listen. And there's incense burning. And there's the beautiful flowers around the hut.
Is there anyone in this space with you right now?
No.
Have you been to this place before?
No. But I do feel like my husband would like to join me there.
Okay.
He's going to sit across from me.
So let's revisit and go back to the pregnancy with your twins. Start to describe to me what that experience was like from you, from the day that you found out you were pregnant till the time that they were born.
We were very excited. I had some stress in my life at that time. I had just taken a new management position. So I think I was more worried about transitioning, like having everything ready for when I went out on maternity leave than paying attention to my body and what pregnancy was like. And then we found out at 18 weeks that there were 2 of them. It was really funny at first. And then kind of the panic set in because I knew being petite, but I wouldn't carry them for a long time to term. So we kind of moved everything up with the baby shower, and we had the baby shower on a Saturday, and then that Monday we had an ultrasound and found out that they were girls. And they had twin-to-twin transfusion syndrome, and that Allie had multiple heart defects. And from that point, our world kind of turned upside down. I was I'm bed rest around 23 or 24 weeks. And I literally continued to work until, like, I remember being on my computer working when the anesthesiologist was telling me what my C-section was going to be like. So I had to send out a couple more emails. And then once they were born, I didn't get to hold them. They were in their isolates, and when they took Allie out, she didn't cry at all. We were afraid that she wasn't going to make it. And then they took Lucy out and she cried. That was the most magical sound to hear one of them. And then it was a really long road of just like day to day managing their vitals, and I didn't get to nurse them, but it took a long time for my milk to come in. And all the nurses kept telling me I could give up. But I couldn't give up because that was the only thing that I could give them. I pumped so that I could still give them milk, but I never got to try to nurse them. There were so many times that Allie always had these big eyes. She could like look right at you far before she was supposed to be able to see things. And I always felt like she wanted me to help her. And I didn't know how. Thinking back to that first year in particular, there was so much of like this masculine energy that I had to have of like, when she was at home, Allie, like monitoring all of her medications, and she had a G tube and making sure her feedings were going okay. And it was all so regimented, and I didn't have, I wasn't able to be a soft, nurturing support for them in the way that I wanted to be. We were just making it through.
What else is coming up for you right now?
Just knowing that I can still be that nurturing mother for them, just because it wasn't how I thought it should be back then. I can still be that for them now. That I was doing the best that I could, and I was what they needed then. And now I can lean into those more softer, nurturing parts of myself and show up for them in a way that I didn't feel like I could when they were little.
And what beautiful lessons arose out of this entire experience for you and Allie and Lucy? Or was there any lessons that came out of that experience for you?
Yeah, just to be present. You just get so caught up in achieving and doing things and working, and being present. The gift of love and connection is the most important thing we have.
And how has that experience mentally and emotionally and physically prepared you to become a mom again and welcome in this third child?
Physically, I feel like I've come a long way in loving my body and listening to it and honoring all the things that it can do. Mentally and emotionally, I feel like everything with the twins would just give me such a different perspective on the baby and the long nights and how special they are. And I feel like the girls are such a wonderful age that that's part of the timing, is that I think if we would have had a third child when they were younger, it would have been too much, and I needed time to lean into nurturing them and being present with them in a softer, more mothering way before I was ready to take care of a third child.
It's beautiful. So let's begin to connect with this third baby, with its soul that's coming to you and your family. So, in your mind, I want you to imagine that you're feeling like you're pregnant and you take a test and there's a positive result. And you share the good news with your husband. And eventually you share the wonderful news with your friends and your family when you're ready. And you're going through all the emotions of getting ready to be a mom again to a new soul. And then you enter the second trimester. And you begin to relax a little bit more because you know that everything's probably going to be fine at this point. You got through your first trimester. You're letting yourself get excited, wondering what this baby's going to look like, what the labor is going to be like. And just let that play out in your mind. Really feeling like this is all happening for you right now. As you're thinking about being pregnant again, what kind of emotions, thoughts, or fears are starting to come up for you as you visualize being pregnant with that third child?
Gratitude. Excitement. Probably some fear.
What else are you experiencing?
I just picture a deep connection with the baby. Just really listening and trusting that we're on this journey together and that everything is working out exactly how it's supposed to.
So the fear that you described, where does that fear currently live in your body?
My chest and my throat.
And if there was a sensation or a shape or a color, what would that be?
It's tight. It's green.
What else do you notice about this tight green feeling in your chest and your throat?
Feels restrictive, like it's preventing me from taking deep breaths and relaxing.
Is there a shape or a texture to it?
Not really a shape. See, it's kind of prickly, almost like a glowing green emanating this prickly texture.
How long has this object been in your chest and throat for?
probably since I was pregnant with the girls. Since we found out there were problems.
So if you could communicate with this tight green prickly feeling in your chest and your throat as though it had a consciousness, kind of like a cartoon character, what would it say that it's why it's there right now?
I would say it's trying to protect me from disappointment, hurt.
What other purpose is it serving for you at this time?
It's like it's not letting me get my hopes up or too excited about having another baby, just in case it doesn't happen.
So if you could change something about this object to make it more comfortable, like its color, shape, size, what would that be like?
I'd make it blue, a soft, gentle texture.
Go ahead and make that change now. Or maybe you want to take the object out altogether from your chest and your throat. It's up to you. So, what do you notice now? How do you feel?
Took it out, and I immediately felt like I could take a deep breath.
What do you think would be different in your life moving forward without this fear constantly living inside of you?
Just think I could show up with more ease and happiness, just not always worrying about am I doing enough or too much or not showing up the way the girls need me because I'm distracted about having a baby. Just having more flow.
So what would you like to fill in that area now with the where the object was with something positive? And it could be light, color, crystals, flowers, love, or anything else that's meaningful or positive for you.
Seashell.
Okay, so go ahead and imagine that seashell living in your chest and your throat, filling you with lots of reassurance and trust, and letting the fear start to minimize and dissipate and become smaller. Feeling your whole body relax. Feeling like you can take a deep breath in now, knowing everything's going to be okay. And work out exactly when it's meant to work out. Now, Heidi, I want you to place your hands onto your womb, making that physical and energetic connection with the third baby's home. We're going to talk to this third baby, see what it has to tell us today. So this third baby that's coming to you, does it have a name yet?
No.
So, having a conversation with it, what would it have to say as to when its arrival is going to be and when it's going to choose you and your husband as its parents?
It's not telling me a specific time. It's going to come when it knows that we're all ready.
What else? What other kind of message does this baby need to tell you right now?
It's telling me to have fun. To find more joy and light in the process.
What else does this baby want you to do before it comes and enters into your body?
It wants me to just kind of simplify in a way, make space for creativity and joy and fun. And lean more into my divine feminine.
What does that look like to lean more into your divine feminine at this time?
Make space to listen more, meditate more, take baths, play with the kids more.
connected to my husband. Not try to be controlling everything and doing everything all the time. Find more of a rhythm and flow in my life that's more relaxed and gentle. Now, what would you like to say to this baby? What message do you have for the baby? That I trust it. I trust that it knows when the timing is best for me and for it. That I'm open, willing to receive any lessons or gifts that it has. Is there anything else that you'd like to say to the baby? Just that no matter what happens, that we can figure it out together. And that we'll always love each other and grow together and work together as a family to support each other in the good, happy times and when we're working through challenges. And that space have the best big sisters. Now I want you to imagine cradling this baby in your arms, looking down at it, smiling, kissing its forehead. Letting the baby feel safe in your embrace. And knowing that you can come back at any time and you can connect with your child that's waiting for the most perfect time to enter your womb and into your lives. And you can do that when you need reassurance and trust that everything's going to work out perfectly fine and it's going to be okay. And this baby is coming exactly when your family is ready to welcome the baby in. and that you'll be ready. But in the meantime, you get to enjoy your life. You get to take care of yourself. You get to have fun. You get to be present and enjoy your daughters. You don't have to worry anymore about when the baby's coming, because the baby will let you know when the time is right. You just have to practice trusting that. That's what the baby needs from you right now, is trusting that it's so smart and it will know exactly when to come onto this earth. You don't have to do a single thing differently. You don't have to do more or try harder. You just have to be happy and enjoy your life and enjoy your family. So sit with that message for a moment. Let it wash over you. Let it sink deep into your heart and your soul and your subconscious mind. That you're doing everything perfectly and everything correct. Feel your body relax and release with that message. Now I want you to imagine a future version of yourself standing in front of you right now, Heidi. A version of yourself who has already birthed her third child. She's achieved all her goals, gained all the desired knowledge and skills that she wants. Look at that future version of you. Notice how she looks and how she moves. Observe her energy and anything else about her right now. As I count from 1 to 3, you're going to step into her future body so that your feet are in her feet, your arms are in her arms, and you're looking out of her eyes and her energy field. 1, 2, 3. What does it feel like to be in her body right now? She's very relaxed, gentle with herself. She's not rushed, anxious, or looking for answers. She's here, present, gentle, full of love and joy. What else do you notice? She's not worried about anything. It's just full of ease and grace. So as I count from 1 to 3, step out of that future body and back into your own present body again. 1, 2, 3. What's it like to be back in your present body again?
I want to go back to my future self.
Why do you want to go back to your future self?
I feel much more tension in my body. It's just this calm, gentle reassurance that everything's fine.
Okay, so let's leave you in that future body right now. And every morning when you wake up, be sure that you're in that future body, allowing that body to get you out of bed and guide you through your morning routine and through your day. And each night when you're ready to go to sleep, make sure you're in your new body so that it will guide you through your dream time. And any time during the day you feel you may have slipped out of your new body, can simply do as we've done here. Close your eyes, imagine the new you, take a breath, and step in. So now letting this new version of you guide you through the next 24 hours. Describe to me what your life looks like now.
I tune into myself and what I need, not what I think I should do. When the girls, my husband, get home, I'm fully present, engage with them. Not worried about what I still need to get done or calls I have, or I'm just fully present and at ease. I'm patient, the girls and myself.
If you were to allow this new version of yourself to guide you through each and every moment of the future, what do you think your life would look like in the next week?
There's just an ease and a flow, some rushing around and worrying about how things are going to fit in. Just all works out how it's supposed to.
And if you were to allow this new version of yourself to guide you through each and every moment of the future, what do you think your life would look like in the next month?
I'd be laughing a lot more, playing more with the girls, enjoying moments of relaxation.
relaxation and listening and not rushing. And if you were to allow this new version of yourself to guide you through each and every moment of the future, what do you think your life would look like in the next 3 months? Be getting ready for the girls to come home for summer instead of worrying what that's going to look like and how we're going to balance everything and keep everyone happy and entertained. Instead, I'd just be excited about the special time I get. So we're now coming to the end of our session. Is there anything else that needs to be addressed or completed before we finish for today? I have this fear that having a baby will somehow take away from the time and love and experiences that I could give the girls. But I know in my heart that the experiences they're going to get by having a little sibling are more powerful and special than any trip or opportunity that I feel like they might miss out on because of a baby. Where does this fear come from? I think it comes from feeling like they missed out on so much love and connection when they were little that I don't want to take more of that away from them. And how will this new baby's arrival bring more love and connection into the girl's life? I just think love is abundant and them having a baby to love and help take care of and help it grow and learn. And I just see how wonderful they are with my friends' babies and younger children. And I just know that they would all play such a special role in each other's lives. Is there anything else around this fear that you want to talk about? No. So all of your fears and feelings and emotions that have come up today, Heidi, I want you to honor them and treat them like special guests. They're all here for a reason. They're all either trying to communicate with you or keep you safe in some way. They're not trying to hurt you. And just remembering that we can still move forward in life. We can still coexist with all our thoughts and feelings and fears and emotions by our side. But we don't have to let them control us or run the show. So thank your emotions for coming up today, spending time with you. But also remembering that you are truly in charge and you're in control. And your fear doesn't have to control you anymore. As you move forward into your life and you grow your family and you take care of yourself. I'm now giving your power back to you. So in a moment, I'll count from 1 to 5, bringing you back to this present time and space. And I just want to remind you that you're going to remember everything we've done today and I've said in this session. Your subconscious mind is invited to continue the work, to continue to reveal answers to your conscious mind that'll be useful and helpful for understanding the deeper lessons and wisdom in the days and weeks to come. And that you'll continue to manifest the changes and the healing that's been done today. And now returning back to the present moment as I count 1, 2, starting to come back to the surface, 3, emerging and coming up higher, 4, almost there, aware of the time and space, and 5. You're fully alert, you're back in your present body. You can move around, open and close your eyes, and feel ready for the path that lies ahead of you. Come back. How are you feeling, Heidi?
Good. A bit of a headache.
It's a really big mental workout you just did. I remember every time I've done a hypnotherapy session, I just feel like really hungover and like, oh my gosh, what just happened? You just feel like you take all of the contents in your brain and you like dump it out. And it just is like, it's an undescribable feeling.
Mm-hmm. Well, I purposely didn't schedule stuff for my afternoon to give myself that space. So
Good. Yeah, that was going to be my recommendation is if you can to just take it easy for the rest of the day. And some people like to cocoon and, stay in like a dark room and just wrap themselves up with a blanket and tea and relax and watch movies or journal or, you might still have like ideas and thoughts and inspiration that flows to you after this. So just, write everything down. Don't try to keep it in your brain.
yeah.
And you can reach out and you can share it with me if you want, and I can hold space for it.
Okay.
Was there anything that came up today that surprised you or stood out for you?
Um, I was surprised at how many emotions came up around telling like the girl's story. I mean, I've talked about that so many times and it's like not emotional. Um, so I was kind of surprised at how emotional that was today. So
Yeah. Yeah, trauma is tricky like that, right? We think that we'll be completely healed and fine. And then there's just certain times where there's a new layer or there's a new emotion that comes up. And it's like, oh, wow, I didn't know that was still there. Or I still, felt that way. Or I felt that, triggered. And
yeah,
I think when big traumas happen in our life, I don't think we're ever like completely over it.
yeah,
Yeah. Even though, like you said, you've gone to a point in your life where it's very processed, obviously, and you can talk about it, and it seems like it doesn't, take away from your life. But yeah, there's still probably parts to work through there, and there's going to be things that come up that surprise you. And when that happens, it's okay.
yeah. She when Allie was just a couple days old, they tried to put in a central line into her thigh, and it was a failed surgery. It did not go well. And that's actually, I mean, she's got all the scars from her heart surgery, but that scar is very big and deep in her inner thigh. And this morning in particular, it like was so painful to her that she couldn't like stand on that leg. And I just think that as she's growing, it's, all that scar tissue and her muscles not, developing in the right way, maybe. And so that's probably part of why I feel triggered today is because that brings up,
Mm,
you know, a lot of those emotions.
of course, yeah. Yeah, it's like reliving through all those memories all over again.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for, letting this happen and being vulnerable. And, most people wouldn't be able to go to this place and to be this visible with their journey and their process. And so again, you did something very beautiful for yourself and for everyone that gets to be a part of this experience with you. So thank you.
Yes. Thank you for the opportunity.
And then what would be the most supportive thing I could do for you moving forward?
I don't know. um, you just check in with me in like a couple weeks when I pop into your head, see how I'm doing.
Absolutely. I'd love to do that. All right, Miss Heidi, well, take care of yourself today. Go slow, easy, lots of divine feminine work. And, definitely let me know when that third baby's coming because
I will.
here she is, and we'll definitely celebrate together.
Yeah, well, I'm excited to hear all about your birth journey in a couple months. Oh my gosh, it's gonna come up so fast.
It really is. Yeah. All right. Well, enjoy the rest of your day, and we will be in touch.
All right, sounds good. Thanks, Krista.
Bye.
Bye.